And we're live, everybody. Welcome to Talking Nerds. I'm like trying to find my freaking button here. There it is. Yay. Yay. Okay. So we're a little sparse tonight. It's just Zach and I. Zach with his grainy camera.
Sorry, it's my work laptop. Not a high quality operation over here.
Yeah, that's all right. But yeah, we're here. It's been a week. Oh, you couldn't hear that? Could you hear this?
Nope.
Wow, okay. That's lame. Well, it's going off anyways.
Okay.
We'll try to fix that later then. But so we I totally lost my train of thought now.
It's been a week is what you said.
It's been a week. So Tyler is in England right now with his wife, and Nick is at Bible study. So he will possibly be joining later, but for now it's just the two of us, and we are going to be tier listing fandoms tonight. So we got a list of 18 fandoms that we're going to go through. Some are good, some are bad. Some I think most of them probably don't really fit in the F tier, so maybe there'll be a couple in there. But
what's the context of the ranking?
I mean, there really is no context. It's like,
are you just saying how popular is it? How annoying the fans are?
I guess it's kind of I guess a mix of everything. Like, how big is it? And I think our opinion kind of goes into it as well. Like, how much do we value it? So, yeah, you'll see the different fandoms. You'll probably get emotional about it. Like, it'll make sense.
Star Wars is S tier. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, we'll see. So we got to think about it too. Like, a lot of these are good ones. So we can't put all of them in S tier or all of them, I know. So, yeah,
we'll save that for then.
Yep. Yeah. So, we'll just jump right in. But first, I am drinking a kind of, it's funny, it's like a sequel beer a little bit. It's a Pipeworks beer, but I think I've done it on this on this podcast, the Ninja versus Unicorn beer. Remember that one? So this one is like a sequel beer, and you can kind of see the picture in the background. But it's Ninja versus Unicorn versus the Haze, whatever that means.
Hazy IPA, I guess.
Well, it's a hazy IPA, but it's like a monster type thing. I don't know, but it's an interesting. I wonder what's going to be different about it. Maybe it's just going to be more hazy or something. But I guess the other one's not a hazy, so that'll be cool. It'll be like a mix of my one of my favorites with a hazy. So that's what I'm drinking.
I can't stand IPAs. Dr. Pepper. I poured myself some
of course,
moonshine, and I'm exhausted and overheated and didn't want to deal with alcohol tonight. So I took one sip and I was like, I don't even feel like drinking this.
That's fair. Yeah, I streamed last night and I was
I saw you pop up.
Exhausted at 9:30. I had to go to bed. I'm like, this is unusual for me. I slept 8 hours last night. And I still feel exhausted. It's just been a long week. So, yeah, we'll probably be keeping this episode a little shorter tonight. But anyways, let's get into our weeks then to start. So I haven't done a lot. I did go see Fast 10.
Heard that it was there's no substance, but it's fun, right?
Substance in what way? Like there's no story, there's no plot.
Serious movie, right? Yeah, it's just kind of action but it's fun.
It is. It's less ambitious as the other ones. Like it's not as crazy stuff. Yeah, which I appreciated. It is obviously the finale. There's going to be 3, so this is part 1 of 3 Fast 10s. I'm not really sure what they're going to name the other ones. So. I mean, we are going to be doing a Fast and Furious
I should
review.
Probably start rewatching them.
So that kind of goes into my other thing. I did start. Gracie's never seen them, so we did start watching Fast and Furious. So, because she saw Fast 10 with me, and she's like, "I'm so confused. I don't know what's going on." I'm like, well, you don't really need to know. There's just a lot of family and
was
action.
Jason Momoa good?
he was bizarre. I'll say, like, it was very interesting choice to make him the last big villain, but okay. He was not jacked in this movie, which was kind of odd. He kind of had a dad belly. Like, it was really weird. But and he was very
Aquaman.
he was very flamboyant in this
Yeah,
one.
I picked that up from the trailers.
Yeah. It was weird. It wasn't your typical like manly Jason Momoa, you know. So but it worked. He came off really like insane, you know.
Yeah.
Kind of cuckoo. So but the stakes are pretty good. I got to say though, overall Fast and Furious, there are really no stakes because people die and come back so quickly. So
and like maybe this is spoilers, but does a certain somebody show up in the movie?
There are a couple
dead
characters
in real life.
Oh, Paul Walker?
Yeah.
No. He's.
Oh,
I know he didn't die technically in the universe, but he doesn't. Yeah, he's gone. So.
Okay.
Which
I thought I saw something that he showed up.
It's very weird because his wife is still in it, and they had kids.
Yeah.
So she's just chilling. I'm like, wouldn't she be with him and her children?
You would think.
But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I'll save my review for when we do the whole saga. But overall, I thought it was pretty good. Actually, I really enjoyed it. There were some nice cameos at the end, and it is tying everything together.
Oh, it's got the Tokyo Drift kid in it.
Yeah, it's pretty much got everybody at this point. So they're basically going to be bringing everybody back.
Fun.
But it was very weird going back to the OGs and be like, this is completely different series at this point. These are just.
I mean, it started with street racing.
Street racing and simple crime. Yeah, it's insane where it's gone. And I thought it was funny. Paul Walker is so ghetto in the second movie.
Yeah.
It's like he's totally reversed from the first movie. It's bizarre. But
yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I enjoyed it. It was pretty good. I did start Bad Batch Season 2, which we're going to review in 2 weeks, so I got to hurry up and finish that.
Finish it. Yeah.
So I've only watched one episode, but overall, pretty good. I don't really have an opinion on it yet, but yeah, pretty good so far. Not a lot of video game stuff. I've been playing New World, and it's just, honestly, I'm crashing on it quick. It's getting so fun. Boring. Yeah, so I mean, I won't stream it anymore, probably. I'll probably do some random stream next week, and then Diablo comes out next weekend. So that's what I'm gonna be playing. And Lords of the Fallen went on sale. Pre-order, so I bought that. It comes out October 13th, so I'm super stoked for that. And that's basically it. So
I was working most of the week, but I did have time to listen to Book on Tape this week. The Primal Hunter Book 5 lit RPG. Yeah. Pretty good. I've got like 6 or 7 different lit RPG series that I'm listening to all at once because since lit RPG is a relatively new thing, there's hardly any completed series out there.
Yeah.
So you kind of just got to jump back and forth in between, but it's pretty good. It's kind of funny because this one and then Defiance of the Fall is another one I'm listening to, both books. So I just finished Primal Hunter Book 5, and then I went to Defiance of the Fall Book 3, and the context of both those books is a worldwide treasure hunt after Earth has been put in the system, the multiversal system, and I was like, that's funny.
Interesting. Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool. The Primal Hunter one, the simulation that they were put into revolved around like ancient vampires and like a curse. Like they were running out of food on their planet, and so the king of the vampires was a curse specialist. Okay. And so he took like all the cattle and humans. He took beings that had blood and did a mass sacrifice, and all the blood went into a mist, and then
this is like Diablo.
Yeah, well, and then they could like survive off the mist, but eventually the mist went haywire and became a curse that was bad to them. So it was an interesting concept to say vampires on a world where they were not losing access to food. So,
Right.
but it was fun. It's a pretty good series. It's not bad. The main character's kind of OP, but I mean, it's fun when the main character's OP, I think. So,
right. Yeah, I agree.
He's got
like One Punch
his
Man.
his like main ability is like a sphere of perception around him that basically grants him precognition abilities inside that sphere. Yeah. Like he knows everything that's going on in a sphere around him. So it's like pretty OP.
That is cool. Yeah. He's got situational awareness.
Very much so.
Yeah. Nice. Cool.
So that was about it. I don't think I really watched anything this week.
Yeah.
Fun video game news, if no one mentioned it last week, was Nick Merckx and Tim the Tatman getting skins in Call of Duty.
Yep.
Which I think that's just cool from a video game standpoint.
Yeah, that was really dope actually. Especially like just like the influence or the gamer like Twitch streamer has finally become like a celebrity. You know, it's like it's so immersed. It's so a part of the culture now at this point. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I also I'm not. I mean, I've never played Zelda, but the new Zelda game did come out a couple weeks ago, so we did forget to mention that last week too. It's basically what I've heard is it's essentially a remade version of Breath of the Wild. Basically the same game though.
I saw a headline and it was like, what is it? Song of Mist and something? Song of Mist? Is that what it's called?
The game is called Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh,
Tears of the Kingdom. Yep.
Where should I get Song of Mist
I don't know.
from?
Well, you were just talking about this, so I was like, what?
Maybe, yeah. So it was like Tears of the Kingdom has annoying battles in between all the main storylines, and if they would just get rid of the battle, it would be more fun. And it was like, people play Zelda to fight stuff.
Yeah, that's weird. Did you watch any videos on it though?
I've never really. I'm just not a big Nintendo.
Yeah.
Zelda person, so I don't really care.
The only Nintendo thing I care about is Mario, but
which is on Amazon Prime now. I think I should watch.
Yeah, I think you can rent it. Yeah, on Amazon Prime.
I need to watch it,
or YouTube maybe. But I heard there's like this giant like people with giant penises in the game. It's the most bizarre thing. I've seen clips of it. I'm strange. Like, is this real? It feels like it's real because I've seen it from multiple people. So, yeah, very bizarre stuff.
Yep.
But anyway, so yeah, I'm not gonna be playing it. But I did want to mention that came out. All right. Well, let's just get into news quick. There's a few things here. Dragon's Dogma 2 trailer did come out.
I got Skyrim vibes watching that.
It is. Yeah, essentially it's kind of like it's a Souls-like game, I think. It's for some people like fantasy lovers, it's like one of the best RPGs of all time. I own it. I've never played it, but I plan on playing it. Now I really have to play it before the second one comes out.
It looked interesting.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about it. It's got very good storyline. It's got very good NPC side quests. So, yeah,
looked like cool bad guys, like very interesting characters, and
it's not trying to be an over the top like graphic video game too. Yeah. It's just a video game vibe. So, yeah, so that looks pretty good. Also, a lot of people have been complaining about the Druid class in Diablo 4, which I actually did play on the server slam. I thought it was kind of mediocre too. I didn't hate it. But, you turn into a bear and then it's like all melee. It's all like it kind of can get boring because you're just clicking your left click mouse for an entire fight.
There's no range.
There's no range
animals you can turn into.
There's no strategy. You're either throwing an axe with like some magic, or you're like hitting it with an axe, or you're a bear or a wolf, So, I mean, it's cool. It looks dope, but it's not super fun. But apparently, Blizzard developers said that they actually kind of nerfed it a bit for the server slam, but on launch, it's actually supposedly one of the strongest classes in the game. So I might actually give it another try. I'm probably gonna do the rogue launch, but
I feel
it would
like
be cool.
if I had a D&D character, I'd probably go druid.
Yeah, I mean, it looks dope too. I mean, you can kind of see here.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, and like this guy's massive. He's got the bear looks so dope. So I mean, it looks great, and the fact that it's it's actually been underwhelming from what it really will be is a cool sign. So.
Oh yeah, wait, go down there.
Yeah, this one.
The last paragraph, yeah, by saying there were no age classes. Oh, gotcha. All right, I thought it was saying there were additional parts, but no, that was just talking about how bulky it was.
Yeah. So, they basically said they revealed the main reason that players would not be able to experience the full potential of the class due to level restrictions and part of the skill tree being locked. So there were skills that we didn't even get, which is cool.
I would want like some sort of ranged animal though.
Yeah, well, see, okay, so I think this is the thing right here is animal blessings could be the key to unlocking its full potential. So I think that's kind of what that is. Like the necromancer, you can like have an army of skeletons essentially. So I think it's the same idea, but with animals like wolves.
Gotcha.
So yeah, so that's exciting. Another news item here is fun stuff here with Indiana Jones.
Oh gosh.
So the premiere came out and it didn't go very well. People were talking for most of the movie.
You're a Nazi.
And
you stole from Nazis.
Yeah, it did not get a standing ovation at the end. It's like I'm so sick and tired of them just like stuffing this stuff down. Like, do they not want to make money at all? It seems like they don't.
No, I don't think they do.
It's like, you guys are so stupid. You have to add all these stupid remarks and everything, and every trailer too. It's not like they just wait till the movie. They put it in all the trailers. It's like nobody's gonna come see this
warn
stuff.
people. Right. It's almost like warning people, hey, don't come see our movie.
Which is again, I still think it's they don't want you to see this stuff. They're purposely trying to make it all die. You know.
Well, that's the thing. So like to me, the thing that pisses me off the most is that Indiana Jones is no longer married in this one either. He's divorced now. And
yeah. I know, that's like opening scene.
Right. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
This is a work call.
Hey,
Benjamin.
All right, so
not really, but if it's an emergency, yes.
Sorry, let me mute Zach really quick. All right, so we're gonna go over this article really quick. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna wait till Zach gets back. So we'll be right back. All right. That's okay. No, that's all right. All right, wait, hold on. Let me... All right.
Okay, so I was going to say are we back?
Yes, we're back.
Okay. So I was going to say the thing that, yeah, like Han Solo and Princess Leia are broken up, right? And then Indiana Jones and his wife are broken.
Yeah.
Like, why is Hollywood obsessed with divorces now after the whole hero's journey culminates in them getting the girl and getting married, and then it's like, oh, let's flash forward to the future and they suck and are divorced.
I know. It's like, what the freak? That was the first thing we saw in the trailer too.
Yeah.
Was divorce papers. That was the first thing. And it's like, oh gosh.
Yep.
So,
it's just so frustrating.
Indy Jones 5 debuts to devastating critics' reviews. Disney has achieved many thought impossible. They made Indiana Jones a movie worse than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So 49% Rotten Tomato meter. Hello, Jake. We love you too. Last week's Cannes Film Festival saw the world premiere of the most recent pointless sequel, which felt like a show of confidence from Disney executives. Why else would they refuse to release their $350 million plus film to the public 6 weeks before its June 30th theatrical release? That was foolish, as is the case with everything Kathleen Kennedy and Disney do. It's worth mentioning that Rotten Tomatoes gave the 2008 Kingdom of the Crystal Skull a fresh rating of 77%, while only 53% of the audience gave it a good rating. So it's the worst film in the series according to the audience, while the critics gave Temple of Doom the lowest score at 76%. By the way, I didn't realize Temple of Doom is a prequel. I never knew that, ever. Like, it makes sense.
Temple of Doom's good.
It is a good movie, but I would never have thought that. It makes sense when you're like, you connect the first and the third. They are kind of direct sequels, but I never connected that. So, this is proof that Kathleen Kennedy wasn't satisfied with ruining Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and also Lucas is not a part of this in any way. And this is the first indie movie that Steven Spielberg isn't directing, so he didn't want to touch this movie.
Yeah.
She and Lucasfilm have emasculated Indiana in a way that we've never seen on film, just like what happens in every male protagonist when the charmless Phoebe Waller-Bridge is involved. She's a perfect avatar for what Kathleen Kennedy did with Rey in Star Wars, which is true. Yeah, we won't watch this, but yeah. Meet the Rey of Indiana Jones. Harrison, you just stand aside and leave all the hard stuff to this girl and look baffled as many times as you can. So, yeah, basically, I don't know if it touches
sucks.
on here, but the audience was just like talking the entire time.
Yeah, it's a poorly conceived indie movie where rather than another mysterious biblical artifact, they went even campier than Aliens and instead chose a time travel story and ended up disappointing Disney's most ardent defenders in the film press. Of course, this was all predictable. Yeah.
Yep. So, I'm gonna go see it, and we'll see it, but don't have good expectations for it. So.
Jeez.
All right. Yeah. So. That's it for news. So we're gonna get right into the topic for tonight, which is a tier list for fandoms. So this is our list here. I had to make it myself, because apparently there's no fandoms list out there, which I was surprised about. But so we are probably only have one or two, I think, that could go in F tier. But we'll see. So let's start with DC, and this is including everything in DC. So mainly DC Comics, but it can include DC movies. Those can be put into consideration. Obviously, that's going to affect it.
So are you talking ranking the franchises, or you're talking about ranking the fans?
Ranking the franchises.
Oh, okay. That makes a whole. When you say fandom, I think the fans.
Yeah, I mean,
Fandom.
I think it's kind of like the dumb of the fans. You know, that's what I think. Like,
Got it.
maybe I'm using the
That
word
makes
wrong.
10 times more sense.
Oh,
We're
I was like,
ranking. I would just say ranking franchises.
that works too. Yeah, that works
Yeah.
too.
Okay. Ranking. Okay. Got it. Makes 100%
I mean,
more sense. I'm.
a
Yeah.
fandom, yeah, a
I
fandom
no. I
includes
understand when you
fans.
explain it.
Yeah, it
Yes.
includes
I
fans, but it
understand when you
also
explain it. But my
includes the
first thing,
property.
fans.
And we can include fans too if they're toxic
Yeah.
fans in the
Yeah.
fandom.
Exactly.
But yeah, so
VeggieTales S
I
tier.
had to
No.
put VeggieTales in there. So let's start with DC though.
I mean, you have to put that A tier, right?
I think it's S tier because DC is my favorite. I mean,
Right.
I love Batman.
And I would say if you look at just the comics, it might be S tier, but the movies are so bad.
That's a good point. But I mean, I would say in recent years,
I feel like to make S tier, there has to be like unfortunately, I think that would almost bump Lord of the Rings out of S tier too, because Rings of Power is reportedly so bad.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I don't include Rings of Power.
Okay, that's fine.
In
then,
the fandom.
Yeah, so okay, so would you put DC over Lord or at the same level as Lord of the Rings?
So that's the thing. I think the movies,
because obviously we're gonna say Lord of the Rings is the gold standard here.
Not necessarily. I think Lord of the Rings for movies is the gold standard, but as a total like lore,
there's so much though. That's the thing, and none of it contradicts itself.
You're right, but DC has so much too. You know, like
right, but it contradicts itself. And they time travel back in time with the Flash and change things.
I guess yeah, the retconning aspect of it is part of it, but that's kind of it's a charm, you know. It's part of its charm.
No, I think DC is like solidly A tier. And maybe
I guess
at the very top of A tier. I just think the movies are really bad, and then comics inherently with retconning, just the stakes aren't as set in stone because you can just kind of retcon stuff later on. Yeah, so I think it'd be hard. I think it's hard to put comics like S tier.
Yeah.
Personally,
that's fair. Yeah, I guess if it was me, it would be a little different, but we can agree that it's top of A tier. So
yeah.
All right. Doctor Who. So
I've only seen a couple episodes, so to me, it's always been kind of campy. But
yeah, it's not. I get
that that's part of the charm, right?
Yeah, and I think the thing about Doctor Who is like it's only TV, right? There's no other aspect to it. A lot of people find it to be the greatest TV show of all time. And I will say part of it too is it's the longest running TV show of all time, which is a testament.
How many seasons?
Oh, I don't know. It's been going on since the 50s.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I mean that's the aspect of it. It's like there can be a new doctor constantly, you know. So
right. Even a female doctor.
Even a female. And that's something you got to take into account too, because it's gone to trash lately, you know. But honestly, everything has. So I feel like to be accurate here, we have to kind of erase the last like 10 years and just look at it from its like prime, you know, like look at all these all the
sorry, I'm gonna change the lighting too.
No, that's okay. All the best of these. So from that perspective, I think Doctor Who deserves a good rating, but since we're not huge fans, I think we could probably put it in B tier.
I'm fine with that, yeah.
Because I want to respect it, but I don't care enough about it. It's cool. I like it a lot, but I don't think it's that's right. So
yeah.
So Walt Disney, I specifically put this logo because I'm talking about Walt Disney animated classics. I'm talking about here. I'm not talking about the Disney company. I'm just talking about Disney movies.
Yeah, I know. I feel like that's got to be A tier, right?
Yeah, I mean,
or top of B.
I
think movies are classics. Like they're good. The cartoons are.
I think they're a good like tie between normies and big nerds. It's also some of the first stuff we ever experience, that kind of maybe gets us into these kind of things. So I think it deserves something, maybe bottom of A tier probably. But the more you grow up, obviously, I think there are better things out there.
Maybe top of B tier.
All right, yeah, that's fair.
Because I think A tier is going to fill up pretty quick.
Yeah.
And actually, I don't even hate Moana. We watch Moana a lot because Tristan loves Moana.
Isn't that?
And it's actually pretty good.
That's not Pixar, right? That is Disney.
Yeah, it's Disney.
Okay.
Yeah, because she's a Disney princess.
The only thing I didn't like about Moana is that there's no villain. Technically, there's no villain in that movie.
Yeah, but like Te-Fiti is kind of a villain.
But she's misunderstood. It's the start of the It's all that misunderstood stuff,
And I definitely heard that argument before I actually watched the movie. But like, I feel like that maybe was that Matt Walsh who made that argument. I like Matt Walsh, but sometimes he makes really stupid arguments, and Matt Walsh makes terrible arguments.
Yeah, especially about like way to disregard a lot of your audience, and a very important thing too. Like, he doesn't understand the importance of having conservatives in pop culture.
Yeah.
Do you want? Like, kids are going to be watching this. Sure, you might think adults shouldn't be watching this, but kids are. And if it's all going to be, woke BS, then you're going to raise a bunch of idiots, So you need both sides of it. So I disagree heavily with Matt Walsh on that. I think he's kind of an asshole in general, but
I do as well.
I like the whole what is a woman thing.
I did you actually watch that movie?
You have to have
Daily Wire
Plus, which I'm never doing. So
me either. But anyways, back to Te-Fiti. Like, I guess watching it multiple times, I take it more as not that she's misunderstood, but that she was corrupted and then purified again. That's kind of how I take it.
Okay. Yeah. That's fair.
Right, because she lost her heart, right? So she was corrupted by the removal of her heart.
Yeah.
And then when she's given her heart back, she returns to normal. So I actually like it, and the songs are good, and they did a female lead correctly is kind of whatever, but like they did a female lead well.
Yeah.
She wasn't a Mary Sue.
Mm-hmm.
She had to be taught how to sail by what's the Rock's character?
Maui.
Yeah. Duh. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good point.
So, yep. Okay. Pixar, A tier.
Pixar.
I mean, Toy Story alone.
I mean, those are some of the greatest movies. Like, beyond just kids' movies. Like, they're just phenomenal movies. Incredibles. If you want to get into superheroes. One of the greatest superhero movies of all time.
Yeah.
So, I agree. Definitely A tier. Walking Dead. I want to put it in F tier, but
no.
I guess maybe
it's better than that.
Maybe D tier.
So, like, the only thing with The Walking Dead, you got to remember, how much of The Walking Dead have you watched?
I got through season 5, like middle of season 5.
Was that when Negan was around yet?
Nah, Negan wasn't around yet.
So you did miss peak Walking Dead. I'm going to say it's at least C tier. It was really, really good for a long time, and then it just started dragging. I would say it's at least C tier.
Yeah, I mean, like,
it had a lot of cultural importance too. Like, there was a lot of people watching Walking Dead.
Oh, for sure. But like, and I guess we can take that into account. It's a very popular show, but the fact that it's like, oh, just get through the first 5 seasons before it gets good. I'm not doing that.
I didn't say that. I think the season they're stuck on the farm is actually a really good season too.
Was that season 2?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. I like the whole the zombie stuck in the well. That was kind of funny, but
yeah, he was gross. Like, I don't know. Like, I just think certain seasons had more action than others, It was it builds. Like, I think that's what it is it continues to build on itself. And so if you drop off halfway, maybe you don't appreciate some of the older seasons.
Yeah,
that's all
I guess that's fair. I think Negan and Maggie are getting their own show now.
Yeah, I watched the trailer. It's like The Walking Dead Long Island or the Big Island or something like that. It's basically they go to New York, and I'm like, okay, that's actually kind of an interesting concept. Like, there's millions of people on Long Island. Like, that'd be nuts to go there when there's a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
So.
We'll see. Definitely a change of pace because it's all in the South. It is ironic though, being that he killed her. What was his name? Glenn, right?
Glenn.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's kind of interesting.
And it's got one of the best characters in television. Good old Daryl Dixon.
That's a good point. And I guess I didn't really consider too the comics are a big thing. A lot of people love the graphic novels.
And a lot of people said the comics are better than the TV show too. So
I guess C tier is fine.
Fast and the Furious.
Fast and Furious. I feel like it's got to be top of C tier.
That's fair. It's like that.
It's good, but if we're considering everything else,
right? It's that like not. Again, like I was saying, like not a lot of substance to it, but you have a lot of fun watching those movies.
Right.
So.
Yeah, they're entertaining for sure.
And Paul Walker for sure. Like
I love Paul Walker.
Yeah.
VeggieTales.
I wouldn't go that far.
But I put it in here as a meme, so I kind of want to meme it.
Okay, that's fine.
I mean, VeggieTales shaped my childhood, so
and they're all telepathic because they can lift stuff with no hands.
That's right. They're all superheroes.
Yep.
If I'm being real, I'd probably say...
Oh, it's probably B tier if I'm being real. But like for nostalgia's purpose, I'd put it
realistic. It's probably there.
Yeah.
Probably there. But we'll keep it up. We'll keep it bottom of S tier.
Yep. Tyler will love us for that.
Yeah. Oh shoot. Nick. Yeah. Okay. Nick's heading home. He said he might be able to come in or not. We'll see. So,
okay.
Probably not though.
Yeah, because we're gonna be done in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
15 minutes. Not a lot of arguments when there's only two people.
True.
And we're probably two of the most similar people of the four of us.
That's a good point.
So we tend to agree on a lot of stuff.
Yeah. All right. Hunger Games. I'm gonna say. D tier.
The books are good.
I'd say movie-wise F tier, but if you add the books in,
the books
maybe
are way
even
good.
Bottom of C tier.
Yeah, and Team PETA all the way.
Oh, for sure.
What's his face?
Gale. Yeah.
Gale's an a-hole.
Everything Liam Hemsworth in sucks, and it just makes me even more mad thinking about.
Oh yeah, The Witcher.
The Witcher, and I actually just saw an article today. It said they're super excited to have Liam on board. They're so sad to have Henry go. I'm like, no, you aren't.
Yeah.
Like, why do you think he's going? Because you're all idiots. Like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what was that meme Tyler sent? Giga Chad. Henry Cavill, I'm not going to do a sex scene because it's not canon.
Because it's not canon. Which, I mean, if you're looking at the video games, it is. But maybe not from the books, I guess.
Gotcha.
So, that's like literally a choice you can constantly make in The Witcher is have sex with with all of the sorcerers. You're like, oh. And if you choose both Yennefer and what's her face? Crap, what's the other one? Triss. Neither one will choose you in the end. They're like, you just can't choose, so you just you don't get either one of us. I'm like, all right, I don't care.
Wait,
I'm
which
just
one's
trying to play
Triss?
side quests here. Triss is in the show she's got curly red hair. She's like black in the show. She's a ginger in the games.
Got it.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, personality-wise, I think Triss is way better than Yennefer. Yennefer's high key annoying. Like she's a bitch.
In the game or in the show?
Everything, game, show.
Gotcha.
She's awful. Even in the book, she's kind of a jerk. It's like, why do you ever fall for this?
She's one
chick?
of those like extremely driven people.
Right, she's very
so
ambitious. She's a Slytherin.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let me text Nick quick. Just say we're almost done. All right, Transformers. I never watched the cartoon.
I think this is the one where we're gonna disagree because I have a little bit of cartoon, like a little bit, not much. Okay. I liked the Bumblebee movie, which I know you and Nick didn't like.
I didn't see it. I haven't seen it.
Oh, you didn't see it.
Nick doesn't like it. Nick maybe didn't like it. Yeah.
And Transformers is Liz's favorite show.
Okay.
And
the cartoon
or the movie, sorry. That's like one of her favorite like action series, or maybe her favorite. She would probably say it's her favorite action series.
Okay.
And I love it too. And Megan Fox was my first Hollywood crush, so I would put it A tier. I don't think you'd put it anywhere close to A tier. But
I would not put it A tier. I think Transformers is really cool.
As a concept.
As a concept. Yes. And I've always wanted to watch the TV show. I never have, or the cartoon, you know. But I'm guessing it doesn't date well. Like I'm guessing it's pretty cringy to watch it as an adult. So
like Optimus Prime's voice too is just so
great.
Iconic.
Yeah, he's perfect. Yeah. And yeah, I think the movies are kind of one of those like movies like, oh yeah, I guess I'll watch Transformers. It's a nice Saturday
good old
night.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah. I am excited to see the new one though. I think like because it's a
cool.
like we're retconning essentially here. So
right.
Yeah, I mean,
where would you put it?
I'd probably put it here, maybe.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, because I can't really bump it up a whole tier, and I can't really bump it up over Disney.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Disney wins.
If you don't want it past Disney, I can't really argue it to be past Disney.
Yeah, I mean, Disney's nostalgia, so
yeah,
I think that's fine.
It just has a lot more nostalgia for me. The movies, even Linkin Park, so good. Indiana Jones.
So
I mean, that's A tier for sure.
It's hard. I mean, I kind of feel like because it's just movies, and those movies are freaking amazing. Like those are some of the best movies of all time. The first and the third, at least.
Yeah.
So,
but there's some misses on it. I guess is the thing that maybe makes me not want to put it S tier. The first three are obviously really good, but Crystal Skull was meh, and this other one looked apparently really bad.
And it's ironic, and it's funny too, because if I said earlier 10 years ago, this is 2008, I think.
Oh yeah,
so it still kind of counts.
Yeah.
So I guess if we're including that, maybe top of A tier then. But honest, DC's freaking awesome though. Like,
I know I would put it right behind DC.
Okay, yeah, I agree.
I think that's really solid.
I think if we were looking at films alone, Indiana Jones would easily top this list. But
yes,
if we're looking
if you put just the first three,
right,
for sure it would be at top of the list. Indiana Jones is iconic for a reason,
and
4 and 5 have been really bad. And Lego Indiana Jones is actually a great video game.
It is. You can hit people with shovels.
Yep.
I agree.
Yeah, I think solidly top of A tier.
Well, below DC, but
right. Yeah.
All right, Star Wars. Yeah, I mean, I think we can.
I put it's S tier.
I think something everybody can agree is good.
Yeah.
Prior to the sequels, so
yes.
Okay, so Star Trek.
Ooh, that's a hard one.
It's like Doctor Who, you know. It's one of those.
There's probably a lot of nostalgia.
I think Star Trek is probably the biggest fandom of all, fans of all time, easily. And I honestly, I've been wanting to watch the entire, first original Star Trek series, the New Generation. So eventually, I'm going to do that. But I really all I have to base my opinion on is J.J. Abrams movies
with Chris Pine,
and
which are good.
They're pretty good, but I've heard they're pretty bad compared to the originals.
I'm sure. Yeah.
But I like them.
Well, and we grew up in a Star Wars household, not a Star Trek household.
True.
So,
yeah.
So for us, there isn't that nostalgia factor.
Right. And I think if you can kind of look at, so for us, you got to kind of just look at the lore then, and or like the world, the universe. It's pretty cool.
It is. It's really good. I would put it in A tier on reputation alone, but I would put it at the bottom of our A tier.
You think? I think it might be better than Pixar.
I would put it at the bottom just because we haven't really watched it.
Yeah, but
I've watched Pixar.
I'm just trying to think of, but still, like, in terms of popularity, we also mentioned that too.
I mean, I won't argue if you want to bump it up one spot. That's fine.
I feel like it deserves to be a little higher.
It's supposedly Star Trek. Yes. So. Yeah. No, I think it's very, very good.
All right, Lord of the Rings. Yeah. Okay. If we're looking
S tier,
it's got
top of the S tier.
Yeah, top of the S tier for the trilogy alone.
Even The Hobbit, it's
all right.
Much as they're a step down from the actual Lord of the Rings, they're not as bad as I remembered them being on a watch through. The CGI is rough, but like they're still entertaining stories, and it doesn't follow the book, but it's entertaining still. It's still Lord of the Rings, and Legolas is in it, so that alone is awesome.
Although honestly, it's so like movies wise, yes, but like if I'm still looking at lore, Star Wars is kind of cooler than Lord of the Rings.
Extended universe Star Wars is pretty good.
It's just like the whole idea of the Jedi, the lightsabers, like it's more thrilling, obviously.
Lord of the Rings, though.
I know.
There would be no Star Wars without Lord of the Rings, most likely. Tolkien is the father of fantasy.
That's a good point, actually. I didn't consider that. So,
without Lord of the Rings, there may not be none of these other ones on this list. Well, Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
And The Walking Dead.
Yeah. Probably Hunger Games too.
Maybe. But anything in our and I guess DC was around before, but you get what I'm trying to say. Any of the fantasy related items, I think
dang, the more I look at this, though, I want to put DC up in S tier. Like, it's so good.
Jonesing.
It's so good, but I guess
the movies are so bad, Nathan. Remember the movies.
I know.
Wonder Woman is the only decent movie. Well, Aquaman's decent, but
yeah. All right. Well, yeah, there'll be a.
Did you do Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe?
Oh, I did not do Narnia. That's a good one.
That would be a good one. The books are excellent, but the movies are pretty trash. I'd probably put it in B tier.
Yeah, I'd probably
below Transformers, but maybe above Doctor Who.
That's kind of one of those things you're talking about, though, where it's like C.S. Lewis was a pioneer in fantasy.
Yeah,
him and Tolkien were best friends, So,
yeah,
I don't know.
But it's definitely skewed more towards kids, and I think that's maybe why I would say, But amazing resurrection story.
Yeah.
Obviously, just absolutely crazy parallels.
Yeah.
So, it's good though. I would put it in A or B tier.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Harry Potter, I feel like it's got to be S tier. Like,
I feel like it's also got to be S tier. Books are great. Movies are great.
I mean,
the game's great. HBO is going to make a series that I hope is great.
Yeah, the lore alone is just like, it's insane.
Yeah.
Like, the stories are so well written. So, yeah, I think that deserves S tier.
I do too. What is this? What is that one? Anime?
So, I included a lot of animes here. So, I know you're not going to have much to say about this. But
I can't really get into it.
Anime is.
I recognize the art form.
Yeah,
right?
And I think
I would put it in B tier.
Honestly, I'd put it in.
Well, are you gonna try and put it in S tier?
Maybe we'll put it at the top of A tier. because
I think that's very fair.
I mean, anime is huge, and
Yeah,
obviously this entails a lot of different shows, but it's like
right.
it's kind of its own. Yeah, it's its own genre altogether. It's like it's the writing is it's like Harry Potter. You know, it's like for TV, it's unmatched. Like I've never seen shows as good as anime shows. So
yeah,
I would put it in S tier, but if you want to put it in B tier, we'll compromise with A. So.
Okay, I think that's fair.
Game of Thrones
would have been A tier, but
yeah,
the last season. So I would put it at the top of B tier.
Again, that was less than 10 years ago, so I feel like yeah, maybe.
Good. It's still like it is really good. The last season was bad. House of the Dragon looks good.
I will say the books are kind of boring though. So
yeah. So I think top of B tier, or if you want to put it below Disney.
Yeah, I don't know.
Game of Thrones is really good, but it definitely has its faults.
It might be below Disney. Honestly.
That's fine. I'm okay putting it below Disney.
Yeah, screw Transformers.
Transformers is a little bit more all over the place.
You know what I didn't put on here too is Power Rangers. I should have thought of that too.
Honestly, I actually loved the Power Rangers movie that just came out. I wish they had made their sequel. It's fun. You might like it.
Another one too is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I forgot that one too.
Oh, how could you miss those two? Those are two huge ones.
I love TMNT.
Gundam Wing.
I don't know anything about Gundam, but
I love Gundam Wing.
TMNT is like
TMNT is kind of a big one.
That's great in video games. It's great in comics. It's great in movies. Up until probably the new one coming out this summer. But
from Perpetual Child, Seth Rogen.
Yeah, Forever Teenager or whatever it was. Yeah,
Forever Teenager. That's right.
Yeah. All right. Percy Jackson. Oh. I love Percy Jackson. I really like
Percy Jackson.
Greek mythology is awesome. So the way they tie it in is just so cool. The characters are great.
Yeah. I love the crossover with Roman mythology.
I feel like it maybe deserves maybe there. Yeah, the second series is freaking awesome.
Uh-huh.
It just kind of it like makes it so much bigger of a universe.
Yeah. And I hope the new show's good.
Yeah, I'm not super optimistic. Although it's Disney.
Yeah. So. Although
and just because
is now black.
Just because Rick Riordan is in charge doesn't mean anything, you know.
Yeah.
So executive producer is just a title. So, yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
I think that's pretty fair.
Yeah.
Because again, that one's geared more towards the young adult too.
Yeah.
So I think it doesn't necessarily have the staying power.
I could reread.
Yeah. I listened to the books, the Apollo series.
Yeah. I listened to the entire first two series over again last year, and I did start the Apollo series. Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I didn't like the Norse ones. Those weren't very good.
I listened
Hammer
to those.
Or what's it called?
Jason... the ship made of nails, fingernails.
No. Yeah, but what was the kid's name?
I don't remember what the kid's name, but he's cousins with
Grace.
Annabeth.
Annabeth.
Or Jason, or he's cousins with somebody.
Annabeth's cousin. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Annabeth's cousin. That's right. I don't remember
what
his name is,
but
yeah, it was okay. I mean, it was interesting to see the Norse side.
Yeah, it's just kind of, it wasn't much to the story, and honestly, I listened to the audiobooks and like the voice was terrible, so that really adds a lot to an audiobook.
There's an Egyptian series too.
Yeah, that's an older one.
Kane Chronicles. They're not bad.
Yeah, I never read those. Apollo's pretty good though.
It's only 3.
Yeah. So I gotta finish the Apollo series though.
Yeah.
And here we are, the most controversial one on here.
I would put it above Harry Potter.
One of the best and the worst.
Yep. I would put it above Harry Potter.
Yeah, but what about DC though? Like, it hurts me
Yeah,
that we're putting
I
all these up
know.
here and
But
you.
like, okay, so I know you like DC, but how? Okay, so look at the comics. How far ahead of Marvel would you put DC Comics on a scale of 1 to 10? If DC is a 10 for you when it comes to comics, what's Marvel?
A 7 or an 8.
Okay. When it
Comics
comes to
are so much better.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, so you have 10 and 8.
Yeah.
Marvel, if Marvel movies, especially the Infinity War saga, is a 10, what's DC movies?
4.
Exactly.
Well,
So
okay, no,
me,
you know what? We'll give it a 6 because of the original DC movies that are fantastic. So
right. And you could even say Marvel is a 9 because of the worst. So that's a spread of 3, where the comics is a spread of 2. So I think if you look at it that way, Marvel kind of comes out on top.
So it kind of equals out in my eyes. Yeah. I don't know. We got movies. You got to also think about DC's.
I feel like the Infinity War saga.
Hold on, Zach.
So
you're not
good,
thinking
though.
about everything here, though. We talked about comics and live action. You haven't considered the DC animated movies. You haven't considered Batman.
So good.
Batman the animated series, the greatest TV animated show of all time.
Okay,
Justice League animated.
You're right.
It's
right. Put DC
so
tier.
good, and
I would still
I'm
put
sorry.
it below Marvel.
I'm sorry. I disagree with you. Batman the animated series alone throws it out of the water. Like Justice League the animated series, Justice League Unlimited, Superman the animated series. These are some of the best shows of all time. Like,
no, you're not wrong. They're really good.
We have so many.
The Infinity War saga is just so good, though.
It is, but that's one thing. Like,
I know
it. Yeah, Marvel beats out DC in terms of movies, but DC beats in shows. It beats in animated. It beats in comics. Characters.
I think that you're probably right. I mean, and I don't even know why I'm so upset about that, considering Batman is my favorite superhero.
Batman. I mean, come on. I mean, this is kind of leading towards next week here, but
right.
Greatest character.
Is Tyler Spider-Man?
Tyler thinks Spider-Man, yeah.
And then what's Nick?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm conflicted because there are so many aspects that you can look at.
Mm-hmm.
And they're both great characters, but I like Batman better than I like Spider-Man.
I love Batman.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I got a little Batman right here. You can see.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I did see that. That's cool.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
You're right. DC's got much more quality content than Marvel does.
It does.
I do think the Infinity War saga may be some of the best content of any Marvel or DC.
If I were to get rid of either the Infinity Saga or Batman the Animated Series, I would get rid of the Infinity Saga. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Batman the Animated Series is one of the first things that I really liked, besides Disney, and stuff like that. I loved Batman. And it totally influenced you too, obviously,
Yeah. And maybe it's been a lot longer since I've gone back and watched BATS or BTAS.
BTAS, yeah.
Yeah. So, and I did restart it. I just haven't finished it. Man, I don't know. That's a tough one. That's one of those almost impossible would you rather questions.
I know.
I hate those questions, by the way. They're like, would you rather have buttholes for eyes or eyes for a butthole? Neither.
Yeah. Nick said he's gonna hop on real quick, so he's gonna take a look at our list here.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Just sent the list.
I feel like this is probably a pretty solid list.
Yeah.
No F tiers or even D tiers.
Well, honestly, we could reevaluate here a bit, and we'll see what Nick says here. But I think
I feel like VeggieTales should probably be B tier. It's really not that good.
It's
now
not.
The messaging is obviously great, but it's so cheesy.
It is. Yeah.
No, leave it in S tier. I love it there.
Okay, I think we can rearrange things though, but since we have so many in S tier,
we have a lot in S tier.
I feel like Hunger Games can for sure go.
All of those should be. Yeah.
Even
no,
Walking
that's fine.
Dead.
Yes, that's fine. Leave Fast and Furious in C tier. Put Doctor Who and Transformers down in C tier, probably.
Yeah, I agree.
And honestly, I would even probably bump Percy Jackson down one more spot.
You think? Yeah,
just
I guess true.
Younger
Based on
audience.
what's up here, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. And I think that's probably more fair.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So VeggieTales.
Put VeggieTales B tier.
Yeah, we'll put it there.
Yeah, I think that's probably more fair. And Harry Potter's so good though.
It is, but I feel like it should be A. Well, I don't know. Probably be A tier. I don't know though. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you look at the history of all of these.
Those others have a lot more staying power than Harry Potter does. Harry Potter is relatively young.
Now, granted, Harry Potter's probably going to be around a lot longer, though, than all of these. I mean, comics are going to go away eventually. Marvel and DC will die. Star Wars.
Yeah, but what else are they going to do with Harry Potter? She's going to die eventually.
My point is, people keep rewatching those movies. Like, that fandom is only growing bigger. Like, the rides at Universal... the fact that it's going to be remade into a show. I mean, who else would remake an entire thing like that, you know? So
no, you're right. I feel like it should be an S tier.
Yeah. So
I think this is pretty fair.
Where you at, Nick?
Oh, do you like my shirt? One Mom gave me for Christmas.
What does it say?
Northsiders.
Ah, yeah, that's cool.
And it's like one of those little 3/4 sleeves.
Yeah. Nice.
I went to the Cubs Astros game last week. It was the one where the Cubs were up 6-1 and then got walked off in the bottom of the 9th inning by the Astros. Talk about a sucky time to be a Cubs fan at an away game.
Yeah. I gotta go to a couple games this year.
Can't believe I forgot about the World Series trophy when we went last summer. Okay. We could have walked across the street and gone and taken pictures with it. The World Series trophy.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize
it's right across the street. I know, like none of us even thought about it. It's right across the street.
Dang, yeah, we should have.
Yeah.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah.
All right, well, he said his computer's taking too long, so we'll just end it there. But that's the list. We're going to post it on social media. Let us know your thoughts.
Trekkies, feel free to absolutely roast us for not putting it S tier.
Yeah. Let us know any additions. We obviously missed TMNT. We missed Narnia. We missed Power Rangers. So let us know your thoughts on social media, or you can join our Discord server, which is linked in the description. I actually put it all in the description this time, so you can go to our Linktree there. You can follow us on our socials and join our Discord server. This is a live show almost every Thursday night around 8 p.m. Central Time. Sometimes we start a little earlier, but you can also listen to it on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, usually Friday the next day. But yeah, next week, hopefully the whole gang will be back, and we will be talking about Spider-Man versus Batman, which I'm very hyped for. So hopefully we'll all come prepared. But yeah, with that being said, thanks Jake Lloyd for showing up. Whoever else is watching right now, I think we have a couple viewers. So, yeah. So with that,
Jurassic Park. It's sitting there staring at me on the screen too. How did we leave Jurassic Park out?
I thought about Jurassic Park, but
It's not just movies.
It's just it's just like it's just movies. They're not very. It's not like a.
That's
lore.
true. You can't really do like a whole thing.
I mean, yeah. I guess you could say they're.
You could almost say Michael Crichton.
Michael Crichton.
That's the author of the Jurassic Park book.
Oh. I don't know any of his other stuff.
He's actually got really good books. I actually like him as an author. He's a pretty good author.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was derailed here, but I was staring at the screen and I was like, "Holy crap, we forgot Jurassic Park."
We forgot SpongeBob. Dang it.
No.
We could have honestly included some horror stuff too. There's a lot of horror lore.
Oh yeah. Halloween.
Yeah, there's a ton. Yeah, I think we touched the main ones, but there are some other secondary ones we could have added.
You could add any, really.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways, we'll catch you next week. Peace.
All right. See you guys.